AMABO.
How we doing?
AMABO.
I guess you're wondering what I'm doing in here.
Then we go like this. We shake the camera no.
Alright, well, read the paper, of course. I don't know if y'all noticed, but our president here recently has run into a little bit of sticky business, or slick business. Oil spill down off the coast of Louisiana. Well, I got thinking about this. If I were Obama, Mr. President, what would I do? Well, FDR many years said, it makes sense to try something, and if it doesn't work, frankly admit it, try something else. I think he was right. I used to sit down at fireside chats, tell little kids go away, sit down, tell Americans how it was. Well, Mr. President, I'd like to tell you how it is. You're the most gosh darn powerful man in the world! Are you insane? You can do anything you want! Hell! In case you hadn't noticed, Mr. President, you're black! Think about this for a second! That gives you the combination, president and black, gives you carte blanche. Have you ever heard of an executive order, Mr. President? I'm going to tell you about it. This oil spill, do anything you want. It don't matter. You've already made history. You are the man. You can do whatever you want. Anything. I don't care. Anything. Because if it's wrong, your opponents, we can just call them racist. We can get them out of the way. You can do that. Don't use the race card. Do it for the better of America. Huh? Come on. Here's the thing. As the first black president, you can do anything you want. You have made history, Mr. President. You can, any situation, any problem that comes up, you decide how you want to solve it, and nobody can really say much about it. Because you've made history. Period. Done. End of story. The second thing is, and we're forgetting this. Oh, we're forgetting this. You have at your disposal something that's, of course, totally unconstitutional, but hey, who cares? We have a lot of things unconstitutional in this country, don't we? Come on, let's be real. You have executive orders. I know all the constitutionalists right now are going, oh my God, I can't believe you're saying this. Yeah, well, I am, okay? You've got executive orders. Executive orders give you the ability to do, well, what? Anything you want. So, how do you use them? Well, the first thing you do, write an executive order, get rid of Congress. They're just slowing things down, let's be real. They're just, fire them all. Think about, first of all, that's going to save the taxpayers a lot of money. That's going to go towards your budget. Secondly, when we need a law passed, or when we need to get people down there in Louisiana and clean up a spill, and you don't have to keep turning the camera down there for that. But anyway, if you are, you'll zoom in. But anyway, you don't have to keep going to Congress for a budget, whatever, or asking them for anything. You just do it. Okay, now, I am aware that most people are going to say, well, that's too much like having a king. We don't have kings in America.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah. Thank you, Mr. Cameraman. He's absolutely right. We do. Ever since
Andrew Jackson.
Even before that, George Washington. They said, we want to make you a king. George, you know what George told him? He said, no, it wouldn't be proper for us to go from a King George to a King George. And then what did we do? Fast forward to the year 2000. What did we get? King George Bush. He acted like one anyway. He even joked about becoming a dictator. That's a king. And when you think about it, with executive orders, he's got that power. Now, the first one to really use those executive orders was Abe Lincoln. Now, Abe Lincoln during his time was really hated. Most Congress did not like him because he was overstepping his bounds. But you got to give it to him. The guy got things done. Next one to come along was FDR. He used executive orders way more than Abe Lincoln did. And again, Congress really hated the guy. People loved him. And it got things done. Fast forward over time, more and more presidents have used executive orders. I don't care what party you belong to. It doesn't matter. Reagan used them. Carter used them. Bush used them. Ford used them. Nixon used them. Clinton used them. Well, both Bushes used them. Executive orders. Nowhere in the Constitution does it say use executive orders. They're not there. You can't. It's not there. But it makes sense to have them. Even George Washington, father of our country, used executive orders twice. So, obviously, even he saw the need for something outside of the normal scope of the Constitution. Now, why do I bring this up? Well, you know, you got this oil spill, Mr. President. Everyone's pointing the finger at you. Well, and BP. You know what?
Mostly BP.
Yeah. It was an accident. It happened. It's the price. America. Now, Mr. President, tell Americans this. They need to hear this. It's the price we pay to live in an industrialized society. You want your Nikes? Am I going to get in trouble for saying Nikes on this? I'm not endorsing Nike nor condemning them. Just so that's clear. Okay, anyway. But we want all these things that are... It's a plastic chair. Everything that's made out of oil.
Plastic.
Yeah. But we don't want to pay the price. We live longer than our forefathers did because we live in an industrialized society. But then we want to turn around and sue somebody because we died before our time. Now think about this for just... Oh, God, think about this for a second. 100 or so years ago, average lifespan for somebody like me, 45, which, if this gets out on the internet, that may be my lifespan. I don't know. 45. And then something really strange happened. We industrialized. We got better medicine. We got all kinds of better everything. Better lifestyle. Look at it. Nice house. Comfortable. Air conditioning. Air conditioning will certainly increase your lifespan. So we got all these comforts and our lifespans increased. And somewhere along the way, somebody said, 65 isn't old at all. Well, hell, 65 was old to my great-great-grandfather. That was decrepit. But no, we want to go ahead and sue the oil companies or the tobacco companies or whoever, because we're not living as long as we should. Mr. President, this oil spill was an accident. Just tell the Americans. Just tell the people it was an accident. We're going to do the best we can. Sorry about the fish and the wildlife. But that's the price we pay for living in an industrialized society. And if they really, really won't listen to you, Mr. President, look them square in the face. And rather than using one of your nice little, gentle terms that you like to use so much, look them square in the eye and say, tough shit. Maybe that'll wake them up. You can do that because you're Obama. You've made history, and you're the president. And you can do anything you want to do. Tell you what, I'm not through, Mr. President. I'm through for right now. Throat's almost gone. But as situations arise, I would be more than happy to give you some friendly advice on what you should do. Because you can do anything. And you're dancing around like you're afraid